It would appear that my ISP has one too many trouble ticket technicians, because I am watching the readout on this, and we've had 2 huge lag spikes since I pushed the go live button. So no, the problem with the internet is not fixed. What is up, everybody? This is Jay, aka MultimediaJay, and I really don't care about this whole situation with the connection, because I am on vacation. I am out of 9 to 5 land until Monday, and I will be absolutely catching up on a lot of things, mostly related to videos as well as offline stuff and some to-do things that have been sitting around for way too long. And one of them will be changing the provisioning speed, because I'm done playing merry-go-round games with these customer service and tech people. Okay, now the connection is kind of stable and stuff, but during the intro song, I did see some activity that would suggest that there is still a problem. It is still happening, and we need more documentation. But hey, you know, if the guy wants to blame my modem, because I'm not getting ripped off paying modem rental fees to these people, then I guess I will go with the lower provisioning speed and see if that stabilizes everything. I don't need a high provisioning speed. YouTube's official maximum is 9 grand, although OBS will try and get you to do 10 grand or something for 1080 60. But I just don't need to be dealing with this. The service ran great for 2 years. Now it doesn't. And these bureaucrats want to play merry-go-round games, trying to, say that it's not the problem. Logan's like, seems fine to me. Yeah, well, now it seems fine. But I've got the readout going through Windows' task manager here, watching the Ethernet bandwidth going out, and there are definitely problems, and I'm at 369 dropped frames now because of this. So... and I know that this is not my house network, because I've bypassed everything straight to the modem. This is something upstream from my house, unless the modem is flaking out after only 2 years, which would make it a really crappy modem. But I really don't feel like spending anything as is. I'd rather drop the provisioning speed and see how the modem handles a lot less maximum data in order to do that kind of stuff, and try that first before we go talking about spending anything, stuff along those lines. I don't care, though. I really don't care about the lag spikes that have been going on at this place for the last couple of weeks, because I don't really have much to talk about that's all that constructive tonight. It was a crappy week up until my time off, of course. So let's see, Wednesday night off, Thursday night off, Friday, Saturday weekend, Sunday night off. So, yeah, we'll have some fun. We'll have some fun and catch up on some things, maybe play with the retro setup a little more, or advance things with videos, or take this channel in the direction I want it to go in. So, there's 2 things for me to talk about right now when it comes to the multimedia meta. There's Twitch and there's YouTube. Now, I'm known as the grumpy old guy who's critical of Twitch and Twitch streamers and this, that, and the other. And there's a very good reason for that. Just look at the behavior. Look at what's going on. Last night I wrote a blog entry called "What Happened to Twitch?" because it's just been one bad thing after another. Every day I see something Twitch related or another Twitch streamer trending, and it's something bad. And some of it is so bad, law enforcement should probably be involved. It's like, is this like the Enron moment of streaming? You have a lot of these like big names in streaming, went over to Twitch during the adpocalypse era, built something up for themselves, made a name for themselves, grew a reputation, all that lovely stuff. All of these people, they go over to Twitch during a time, and then there's some YouTubers that go to Twitch because they're angry at YouTube. Now, there's YouTubers that go to Twitch when they're angry because they're angry at YouTube. They're sick of fighting the algorithm to try and get their stuff seen, any of that kind of stuff. They're just sick and tired of it. So this is all of this, but I mean, is all of this going to end now? I've been watching the numbers, and the numbers have been skidding. Twitch has had a site-wide concurrent skid Twitch has had a site-wide concurrence skid since the Omicron variant tore through the country last winter. So it's just, really? Come on now. Anyways, TwitchCon Amsterdam didn't put a dent in it, and I don't know if TwitchCon San Diego is going to do that either. But I really don't care what happens at TwitchCon San Diego. Matter of fact, I think it's time to take everything in a different direction here, because what am I doing? What am I doing with all this commentary on Twitch? What am I doing when you can have some big meltdown event like this where streamers of all sizes make themselves look bad, not just the small ones? I mean, I know traditionally there are small streamers not experienced as content creators, not experienced in dealing with, you know, the nonsense on the internet, not as experienced in dealing with problems related to people, you know, and, you know, not as experienced in any of this stuff. And I see the behavior pattern over and over and over and over and over again. I just saw it today, you know, Twitch decided to ban gambling streams from, you know, shady, called out sources that was leading to people actually leaving the United States and moving to other countries in order to stream themselves gambling on there in a different legal environment with different regulations and stuff. Like, so Twitch lowered the boom on gambling after an incident where somebody was like scamming people to the tune of 6 digits or something like that. It's like, it took this much of a problem for Twitch to do something about something like this. YouTube already has a strict policy on anything. It's under the regulated goods policy. You know, if you're talking about gambling and stuff, they need to be licensed and things like that. You can't be, you know, Google has to approve gambling services if you want to have any YouTube content related to gambling. So it's just, this stuff has already been there before. Oh, look, another lag spike. What are we up to now? 493 dropped frames. Oh, yeah, ISP. There's totally not a problem with my connection. There's another one. That's quite all right, because unless it's a hard cut, the discussion still goes on. I just kind of go down to like 5 frames per second, looking like a 90s music video. So this rules out, of course, the issues related to, any issues could be related to the updates to stream elements or something along those lines. So Twitch is just enough. All right, we talked about it, the angry small streamer thing. It's a template at this point. I've seen it so many times, mostly on Twitter, but on other platforms as well. The same thing. It's the same behavior over and over again. The only thing that changes are the names and the faces. That's it. The names and faces are what change, but not the behavior. It's the same thing over and over and over again. The exact same thing. And I thought maybe it's because these are small streamers. They're not as experienced. They just don't have, you know, the experience of dealing with more internet nonsense and larger audiences. And then I see some of the biggest streamers on, this reminds me of Stickam. Remember when Stickam chats used to lag every other minute? Wow. So yeah, we'll deal with that. 639 drop frames now. Yeah, oh yeah, ISP. There's no problems whatsoever. Dumbasses. Anyways, so here's the situation with all of that. I saw large streamers start to become problems, showcasing literally the exact same behavior. Now, it's one thing when you see somebody, they've gotten nowhere on Twitch in a couple of years, 20 concurrents or so. No, they're just, you look at their Sully gnomes and everything's flat. They just don't grow. Then they don't realize that it's their behavior and the off-putting stuff that they do and how they come across to others, as well as maybe some other details as well. The reason why they haven't gotten anywhere on the platform. And they just rage about stuff, and they chase after clout by any means necessary on the other socials that you're supposed to click on. And it's insane. It's ridiculous. I don't even think I've seen YouTubers, as much as we argue about what Susan Wojcicki has done to YouTube or the algorithms or whatever, I don't even think I've seen YouTubers get this miserable. Why is it Twitch streamers, Why is it people that just stream some video games to friends and some randos? Why do we see this so many times? And I thought, oh yeah, well, they're just small time, you know, they're not really big and established and professional. Keep your drinks handy. Long week at work, man. They're not they're not established. They're not very successful. So, you know, it's just a the big streamers, excuse me, I thought were like more established, more professional, more successful. You know, they knew how to handle bigger crowds better and all this other stuff. Oh yeah, the concurrent counter's broken too. It keeps swinging all over the place. So hi YouTube, you still have to polish that up. But anyways, but I know some people are consistently here, so I know that number's broken as well. But good old YouTube streaming, baby. So here's the thing. It's like, why am I suddenly seeing this kind of behavior from people with thousands of concurrents now? The abbreviation of angry small streamer is ASS. The abbreviation of angry big streamer is ABS. So are we talking about ass? Are we talking about abs? Or are we talking about anti-lock brakes? I don't know. I just don't know anymore. But it's been bad. Every day has been a new scandal. Every day has been a new letdown from somebody who I thought was a responsible content creator. Every day has been a new story exposing, you know, another negative side to somebody, and maybe even people that I thought could be some kind of model of success or whatever it was. Then there was the gambling thing. There was the other. This is like, I don't think I've ever seen Twitch in this rotten of shape, and I really don't know what exactly is it gonna be like at TwitchCon San Diego. It's like, what's gonna happen at TwitchCon San Diego? Thing is, though, I think Twitch needs to do more to bring down the hammer on this stuff, because what we're seeing here is something very, very similar to, hey, there we go. What are we dipping down to now with this latest lag spike? Pathetic. It's not a hard cut, though. But I really think that Twitch should bring down the hammer on this, because this is the brand problems of IRL all over again. They let these large creators become personalities, start streamer houses, things along those lines, and it's just making the whole platform look terrible. Especially if you see people that should be role models of what it means to be successful as content creators over there, and they're acting in a certain way that you wonder if they have any credibility as people. There's definitely a problem there. So I think what happened with gambling is only the beginning. I would not be surprised if there is a town hall where Twitch rolls out some terms of service changes, because this is making them look bad. And don't forget what we're talking about here with these Twitch streamers. The largest streamer on Twitch, which is mostly XQC a lot of the time, the largest Twitch streamers, if you run the numbers on what they contribute to the platform's watch time in terms of people spending time watching stuff on Twitch, the largest of the largest streamers like XQC on their best of days are 1% of the watch time on the platform. So the biggest streamer on running on all 8 cylinders, as it were, at their absolute best, is a basis point. That's it. So if you have a couple of streamers threatening to boycott Twitch over Christmas, Twitch's viewership usually dips around Christmas, If you have a bunch of streamers threatening to do anything, they're not going to move the needle. They're just not. They don't have the critical mass to do so. They don't have the critical mass at all to do so. And I think this is part of the strategy too. Make sure that no one person can, you know, run away with the platform, essentially. Thing is, though, we're talking about a platform that is in the middle of a talent exodus. There's people that keep signing with YouTube, and then things are stirring at Facebook, by the way. I've been looking at some things on Facebook recently, and Facebook is making some quiet changes to transform themselves into something like what I think they should be, which is an omni-media platform that competes with YouTube and is finally the YouTube competitor that we've all been looking for. saw the other day. Why don't why don't I just link that up? What's the worst that's going to happen? We'll get another lag spike. We are changing the provisioning speed. I'm going to say, hey, your tech told me that my modem was flaking out, so I'm dropping my provisioning speed because I don't feel like spending $100-something on another modem. Especially, I got to check how things are going with DOCSIS 4. Is that going to be rolled out anytime soon? So, all right, where was that thing that I saw? There's a whole bunch of YouTube stuff that we could talk about. We're going to save that for when I actually have some rest. Not when I'm done running around work and stuff and everything sucked and all that other things like that. Let me just, let's take a look at something on Facebook here. I took a screenshot of this, and it's specific, so it's not going to link up to that. Bam. Here's a little something from Facebook. I was on, of course, Metallica's page here. So, when you hit follow on Facebook, you can pick, basically, do you like these people? Do you want to see them more often and stuff like that? Or you just want to see them occasionally? This is similar to the sub and bell system that YouTube has. But notice what you can do. You can pick what specific notifications you want to get. In this case, with Metallica, it's video and live video. Oh, man, what's with the weather right now? Super humid. It's like it's winter in here. I don't know. Get some itch cream or something sometime. So, when you follow somebody on Facebook now, when you follow someone's brand page or something that could be used for omnimedia purposes, you have to you get to choose between video and live video, aka do you want notifications for videos and do you want notifications for streams? What the? Now there's a huge download side of it as well. That Windows update that was trying to download, I have it frozen. I don't know why I would do that. Anyways, it's fun, streaming when you have the thing going off telling you what's going in, what's going out. Might as well just have a firewall display seeing what the traffic is. But you have video and live video. So the follow button lets you pick, is it videos or is it streams? Is it videos or is it streams you want your notifications for? Imagine if YouTube had a system like this, especially with YouTube Shorts. This is a big thing. This is big. You know how many people hate YouTube Shorts? They're constantly telling me, I hate YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts suck. They're a waste of time. YouTube should have never gotten into them. YouTube's trying too hard to be TikTok, da-da-da. I don't like when, people... I don't like when, YouTube Shorts are da-da-da-da-da. I don't like when channels pivot towards Shorts, da-da-da. Well, if YouTube had something like this, you could subscribe to a channel and you could pick that you want to hear about their videos and streams, but not YouTube Shorts. And then people wouldn't have to worry about Shorts publishing to the feed, things along those lines. Why can't YouTube have something like this? Seriously. I think they will at some point. They can only let Facebook go so long with that kind of stuff. Okay. So we're going to save all the YouTube stuff because there's a ton of YouTube announcements. There's a crap ton of YouTube announcements going on out there. But the night when I'm a little tired and just wrapping these up, 3:35 at the Geek House right now, I just want to talk about the Twitch side of it as well. And so why don't we just get straight to the title of the stream? There must always be a Twitch king. So I'm seeing a lot of crap. A heck of a lot of crap, obviously. I've seen a lot of crap, a heck of a lot of crap. And I say that Twitch is the wart of my online media experience, and that's for a reason. I haven't just dealt with seeing other people's nonsense. I've been harassed as well as a result of Twitch and stuff related to Twitch. On YouTube, I've dealt with randos. But things like brigading and other crap and stuff along those lines, no, that's more of a Twitch thing. Getting into games and is this problem with this or that? There's problems in a Discord. I really think that Twitch really needs to do some soul searching as to what exactly they want to be, especially in light of what's going on, especially in light of what's going on with all these big personalities now that are dragging the entire platform through the mud. Granted, they're only one clique of popular streamers it's the 80-20 rule. 80% of your problems are coming from 20% of whatever, as usual. But these people that keep landing Twitch in the news over and over and over again, they represent, I mean, are they game streamers? Some of them play video games, but some of them have been trying to move beyond it and be more like IRL or cooking streams and things along those lines, or farm parasocial relationships or something along those lines, things like that. But I think if we looked at the hard numbers of Twitch, then I actually want to make some kind of data tool that does this. I want to know exactly how much of Twitch's watch hours is still going to game streaming. The last figure that I heard quoted was there were still 80-something% of Twitch stuff that was devoted to game streaming. So about 80% of the traffic was still devoted. The IRL and all the other stuff that happens on Twitch, the just chatting and whatnot, as much as they've grown as categories, they have not eclipsed the video games. And so I'm wondering, especially when Twitch technically deprecated IRL by deprecating as a category and stuff like that, when the whole grounded plane incident happened with Ice Poseidon, I wonder if Twitch could ever get back to its roots and focus, just double down on gaming, instead of going back to the early 2010s when they would penalize people who spent too much time doing non-gaming content. What if they treated the expansion categories like they did? What if they treated the expansion categories like they do currently with uploads? The feature's there if you want to use it, but it's not something that really gets focused on. What if they did something like that? So what we'd have is a game streaming platform. It's already known for gaming, but it doubles down on gaming. But instead of going back to the days when it outlawed non-gaming content, it would technically allow you to do it, but you just wouldn't really do anything with it. And they'd stay. But it seems to me that Twitch is kind of doing that with their own publicity. You see like the partner spotlight videos with the whole purple and the logo, and you see people doing this, that. They're playing Fall Guys, or they're playing something else, or they're playing Among Us or something. There's still a very heavy gaming focus on Twitch. Why doesn't Twitch just get back to that? I think they should, really. They need to pick what they're good at, and they top the world's numbers in game streaming. They should just double down on it and just say, okay, this is us. You can do other stuff on the platform if you really want to, but at the core, Twitch was named after your reflexes when you're gaming. Twitch should be just a gaming site, primarily a gaming site. All the publicity should go to gamers. All the publicity should go to gamers. There shouldn't be any more focus on expansion categories or anything along those lines. Put the focus back on gamers. Keep the culture gaming centric and press forward. Don't try to give people the impression that they can use Twitch as basically a launch pad for being some kind of personality, or even something on par with Facebook or YouTube, because Twitch is not. I don't think they have the resources to really be a comprehensive platform. As much as they tried several years ago when they let people upload stuff and they got flooded with Let's Plays and other gaming videos, I don't think that's really where the future lies for them. Hey, by the way, this sounds okay, right? With Let's Plays and other gaming videos, good. I was hoping I didn't have the Logitech voice morphing stuff turned back on or something like the other time when I sounded way over processed and way too radio. But yeah, with Twitch, they should just pick game streaming and just focus on that. They're trying too hard to be too many things, and so it shouldn't be the case that Twitch's brand is related to these big personalities that can have these like moments where they snap and do something that they shouldn't, or something gets outed about them that really makes you wonder about them as a person. So, but I'm just sick of this. I don't think I've ever clicked not interested in this topic to tell the algorithms on Twitter to stop showing me stuff as many times as I have in the last several days. I don't think it's no. Either way, we're kind of letting points get away here, so let's try and talk about just a few things at a time, even though it's really a mental overload, everything that's been going on with Twitch lately. But Twitch has a lot of issues, and some of it does come from, even if they did go primarily gaming again, they would still have the issues that they have because they also have an incredibly young audience. If you get someone pestering you in your Twitch chat, it could very well be someone's kid with nothing better to do. Most of the audience on Twitch, 16 to 35. They stopped tracking how many were teenagers, maybe because of COPPA type stuff or whatnot. Similar to how YouTube had a bit of a shakedown about that a couple of years ago. But part of the problem, why does it feel like winter in here? You know, the weather has swung back towards summer. I just don't get it. I don't get it. This is the last hurrah of summer, by the way. By Friday, things are going to dry back out and it'll feel like autumn again. But they used to track, Twitch used to track, how many people were between the ages of 13 and 17 in the demographics. And maybe they backed off on that because they're minors and stuff. But Twitch really, it swings younger. And then, of course, gaming focus, things like that. It definitely swings younger. But I think the big thing that Twitch needs to take a look at here is brand management. They can't be letting these personalities run away with what it means to be a Twitch streamer. And they also can't be letting the legions of small streamers going around ripping up Twitter with all their complaints change what it means, to be on Twitch. See, if Twitch could ever get the issues with their user base taken care of, then the biggest thing we'd have to worry about with them is the way they run the platform. The weird discipline and the banned streamer rule and all the other garbage that, all the other baggage that their system brings, stuffy exclusivity, no multi-streaming. I wish that could be the only thing that anyone had to worry about, but we just don't live in a day and age where that's the case. We just don't. We have to worry about stuff like what's going on here. So it's time to make some changes because my experience with Twitch, well, yeah. I first started watching Twitch in the early 2010s, mostly speedrunners, people playing Mario 64 and, speed running against each other, who would get to 70 stars first, things like that. And then it wasn't really something I got too involved with. I uploaded a few gaming videos to Twitch back during the whole experiment with uploads, but mostly it's largely a 2019 thing with the launch of WoW Classic. But as I've gotten into streaming and as I've learned a few things about it, I've found myself just growing away from it, so to speak. I don't really want to come home from work anymore and have someone stream on screen 2 and something play a game on screen 1. I'd rather stop with that stuff, put something on the main screen and then just relax to that, or watch a movie or go play the retro setup or something along those lines. But I think, and we can see this in the numbers. I think that what we're going to see with Twitch, let me just go to Sully Gnome. I think it'll hook back up to it because it's the same window. I think what we're going to see with Twitch, though, is we're going to see kind of the shakeout that was supposed to happen. That's the other part. That's the other problem with all these scandals, too, is anytime content creators have something like this happen, you can second guess as to whether it's for real. Oh, look, another lag spike. You can second guess as to whether it's for real or whether is it for real or is it just a way to get views? I think YouTubers in the same sense are in the same boat. So here's the thing. If there's anything that's serious enough that it needs to go to law enforcement, it should go to law enforcement. There should not be any activity going on that lets people second guess as to whether or not it's a serious issue or whether or not it's something that's just being done for more clicks and views, especially in a time period when we have this to consider. So we've been keeping an eye on this. This is the platform-wide concurrence for Twitch, and it shows the development of the platform, the stagnation at the end of the last decade, and then what they gained in 2020 and the peak in 2021. And then in 2022, there was a bump during the Omicron wave. Since then, it's been a fight for Twitch to maintain the growth that they attained in 2020. This box in particular, I do have my pointer, right? All right, let's see here. I'm looking at the wrong preview, but yes, I do have it. So this box in particular, between 2 million and 3 million concurrents, is, like we said, the one to watch. At the top, you have basically the peak of 2021. At the bottom, you have the trough of 2020. So to hold on to the growth from the pandemic lockdowns, Twitch needs to stay in this box. They are going in the wrong direction. So I've scrunched all of this together because if we go down to like even months or so at a time or something like that, we get all the data points and things wiggle all over the place. And if we go way, way down, we get this because there's an ebb and flow between the time zones and when everybody is watching streamers. But if we back this out and we force the data to smooth itself out, we can keep an eye on the gray, which is, this is the green line is the concurrence, and we can keep an eye on the general audience of Twitch with a lot of outliers and other stuff filtered out. So I'm mostly looking at not even the green, because that's the ebb and flow of top viewers and stuff, and then up here is the peak viewership. But I'm looking mostly at the gray with this. And so you see, TwitchCon Amsterdam didn't really stop the wiggling too much. September, though, has been Skidsville so far, and this is quite a dip. Down around about what it was at in June, actually, in terms of the dip. So it's easy for somebody to second guess and say that this is some kind of publicity thing that these streamers are doing to each other. Simply if you follow these numbers. So that's the thing. If serious stuff is going on, if there's people getting assaulted or whatever it is, if a party got out of hand, if somebody got drunk and then somebody mistreated them, law enforcement should be involved. This should be something that's going through the authorities. There should be charges being filed. It should not be any kind of what looks like a plot twist in like some ongoing soap opera between streamers in like Austin or Los Angeles or whatever. So, yeah, there are certain things that should be kept private, and there's certain things that should not be made into content. I just wonder that, some of these streamers and the parasocial bonds they forged, have they, forgotten about that? And so they're trying to milk stuff. Thing is, though, if you don't keep your mouth shut with certain things, the opponent's legal team, that if you're involved in, or something like that, if you're involved in something that's before the courts or whatnot, that can swing things very much in a direction against you. So, yeah. Anyways, has any of this even made any sense? It's just a complete and total mental overload. It's an absolute mental overload trying to process all of this. And you know what? I don't need this crap. I don't need this crap. Bam! I don't need this nonsense. You know why? Because I'm a YouTuber. So now we get to the part of the discussion that people in my audience are going to really, really like. Because this whole Twitch thing has been a thing for about 2 years-ish, 3 if you count 2019 with the launch of WoW Classic. Excuse me, and crap like that. This has been a thing for years. So over on my Twitch channel, I have removed my discussions on why I'm not a Twitch streamer. I still have the slide. I still have, I think I have the replays over on YouTube as well, but I don't need those anymore. I don't need to explain why I don't do anything on Twitch. Look at the way the platform runs itself and look at the way its user base behaves. Look at the crap that's been flying around Twitter and landing in like esports news and things like that. Look at this nonsense that's filling up the swipe left thing if you on your phones and crap like that. I don't need to justify anything. I really don't. And I've had enough. It's gotten to the point, between the small streamers and their issues, the big streamers and their issues, Twitch administration and its issues, everyone and their issues. It's gotten to the point where I seriously think that if you're a Twitch streamer in this day and age, something's wrong with you. Even if you're a decent person, I can say that the something wrong is that you're wasting your talents. And you're just wasting your time and talents trying to grind away and become a streamer and whatever. Because, folks, you're talking about a platform that only gets 100 and something mil MAUs versus 2.5 billion from YouTube and Facebook. We know that Facebook is gearing up for a showdown with YouTube with some of the UI changes, some of the restructuring. They're replacing their crappy Twitch competitor with folding it into the live streaming capabilities of Facebook as a whole, with Facebook Gaming becoming part of Facebook Live and stuff along those lines. I mean, look, the Galactic Civil War, if you want to call it that, to reference Star Wars, is got to be between the red team and the blue team, and I don't know what the purple team's going to do. That's like, There's Ninja. Ninja's pretty cool now. He's going around being the biggest multi-streamer out there. Now, Ninja's going around being the biggest multi-streamer out there right now. And you can see the differences between who watches on what platforms and things along those lines. I often compare Facebook to Twitch to YouTube to see how those three are doing. But yeah, it's why Logan says, I haven't streamed there in over a month. I haven't missed it for much what it's worth, lol. Yeah, it's like, the more I've learned about Twitch, the less I've wanted to be involved there. And it used to be that I was just being Mr. Business Analyst dude, and I was looking at the unintended consequences of things like the banned streamer rule. Yeah, we should probably finish the thought on that. If you're a multi-streamer and getting banned on Twitch means nobody on Twitch can talk about you, why would you have Twitch in a rotation of platforms? No. Take the hit views-wise and go somewhere where if you get banned, it only applies to you, but people can still talk about you because the platforms are run by actual grown-ups. I mean, yeah, and then there's the speculation, and then there's the conjecture, and then there's the people that think they know what's going on with how Twitch works, because nobody will say anything. Unlike on YouTube, where there's Creator Insider, YouTube creators, big names, YouTube employees talking about how the platform works on Twitter, all kinds of stuff. Now, I'm a big fan of Creator Insider because I think Creator Insider represents something that YouTube should have had all along. Maybe some of us who are using, like, anecdotes and anecdotal evidence in the 2010s might not have run our mouths so much if we could have known some more about how YouTube works. But then you go over to Twitch and it's like, what, a speech every couple of weeks, or a discussion every couple of weeks on some show that people keep forgetting about because it's on Twitch's official channels, and Twitch's official channels can get pretty cringe or something like that. Yeah, I don't need this nonsense. So I would say now, I don't care how good of a person you are. If you're on Twitch, it's probably something wrong with you. It might be, you can't come up with ways to be a YouTuber or a TikToker or something like that. Or, you're just, I think it could be something wrong with you that you're wasting your talents over on a platform that is way smaller. YouTube's like nearly 18 times bigger than Twitch in terms of the audience. YouTube's nearly 18 times larger. YouTube's like way bigger. Also, there's technology in play, and there's a home for after the fact stuff, including, stream replays. I've been surprised by some of the stuff that I've had that's gotten views after the fact. It's like, I don't think there's any escaping it. It's even the streams that I do on here are going to get treated like YouTube videos. So lean into the meme and double down. It's like, seriously. So yeah, I don't need any of this nonsense, really. I'm already involved on YouTube, and my channel has already had a very constructive focus on technology, audio-visual stuff, the whole 9 yards. I mean, remember back like a couple of years ago when I made videos tinkering with subwoofers or talking about computers, something like that. I didn't need any of this drama. I didn't need to be a Devin Nash knockoff talking. Well, even Devin Nash, though, he doesn't talk about a lot of other creators anymore. He used to do that more when he streamed on Twitch, but I don't need to be this guy who's sacrificing so much of his time for this. I mean, I might talk about the platforms and how they compete in terms of industry analysis and running some numbers on things, but this whole soap opera, this high school crap that goes on over on Twitch, I don't think is worth it. It's like, look, get some content, give people a reason to watch you, and actually be able to make stuff instead of being so narcissistic that your so-called content creation is you just pointing a camera at yourself for 6 hours a day. It's like, you seen how desperate some of it's getting? Especially when it starts leaking about things to the general public about ad incentive programs and the ad incentive program and that program's unintended consequences and the mid-roll dance and all the other crap and stuff. And these Twitch streamers who are so Stockholmed by the way Twitch... Ooh, we lost a USB device. Come on, Monolith, you can do it. It wasn't my mouse going to sleep, so that's good. But, yeah, you have all this other nonsense going on. No. Wake up from the Matrix, folks. It's a whole wide world out there, and you don't need to get yourself stressed out on a platform that, number one, doubles down on live and all the mental health problems that causes. Two, has an incredibly young audience, so you may think those are grown-ups in your chat that are giving you a hard time, but it's really someone's kids who are very bratty, and mommy and daddy need to come into the room and yell at them the same way they do when they cuss out their teammates in Fortnite. It's like, why? We don't need this. It's like, and anybody who wants to be a content creator, you don't need this either. Now, we don't need to live in a world where people sit there and grind away, sacrificing their free time on the altar of live streaming because they have to meet some numbers goal for AIP or their partner contract. And yeah, it's just like, this doesn't need to be a thing. Or how about quantity over quality? The pressure that's put on streamers that fundamentally drags them in that direction. You must stream. You must be available to your audience. You must do more. It's not just the Twitch stuff that does that too. It's a natural part of live streaming. If all that matters in a place is live, is what happens when you're live, you have a benefit to gain from being live as much as possible. So you end up with these like near robot like streamers that are putting in like 200, 300 hours a month. Bad. A full-time job would be 160 hours a month, folks, for reference. Also, let's not forget, if you're a game streamer with a lot of viewers, grinds out games like 7, 8, 9, 10 hours a day, and you're sitting down for most of it, that is the ultimate sedentary office job. And a lot of the hotshot Twitch streamers today at the top of everything are in their early 30s now. So, younger millennials. Who is going to be the first health crisis from grinding away streaming for too long? Who's going to be the first streamer of this bunch that is told by their doctor to back off or grinding away playing Apex Legends as long as they do or whatever is literally going to kill them? It's like, who's going to be the first to have that kind of hard talk with their doctor and have to come and talk to their community, as it's called, about this? It's like, look, some element of streaming is the wild, wild west. Some element. The problem with that is we don't know about the long-term bad stuff that can happen from it. We don't know about the ergonomics injuries yet from specific to gaming too much or streaming too much. We don't know about the mental health effect. Well, I guess we do know a bit about the mental health effects because streaming is very damaging to mental health. If you feel like your only success to have as large an audience as possible, which means you don't filter things as much and you don't moderate as much as you should, and people come in and they're attracted to you because you're upset all the time, or you do something stupid that gets you the wrong kind of audience or something. Who needs this crap? Who needs this crap? So, as 4 o'clock approaches at the Geek House, I'm just going to say this. Right now, there is so much of a difference between Twitch and YouTube that I'm asking myself, why? Why do I even care about Twitch? Other than its competitive spot within the landscape, why do I even watch Twitch streamers? Why do I waste any time on a platform where I can't trust I can't trust that the person on the other side doing the streaming is in any way what they seem to be? There are some, it's not just the big streamers acting like small streamers thing. This breaks one of the core elements of building a good audience as a streamer here. People need to be able to relate to you and what you're doing. So this is one of the reasons why I talk about the angry small streamer thing and not looking like a two-face between Twitch and your other social medias. Because people, if you are one way on stream and another way on Twitter, who even are you? Who even are you? I can tell you it's a very easy decision for me to stop watching someone if I can't even know what the heck I'm watching. And I think Twitch has some very serious soul searching to do with some of the trust that's been betrayed between some of these content creators and their audiences this past week. So we might be talking about people with like 5-digit concurrence having to rethink everything because of what's going on, or redo everything or whatever. I have tried my darndest I have tried my darndest to check out Twitch as the YouTube competitor that it could be if it ever decided if it ever got the resources to do so. I've tried my darndest. I've mixed in with the folks, spamming Peepo Happies and stuff. One of my favorite emote combinations is wide Peepo Happy popcorn, indicating that I showed up to watch and I'm really happy to see you there. But I've tried, and yet this darn platform has been consistently the wart of my online media experience. It's been the worst part of it. What is bothering me a lot these days? Go ahead, pretend I'm on the couch and this is like some psychological thing. What is bothering me so much these days? Twitch streamers. Who starts the drama? Twitch streamers. Who flips out at the dumbest little things on Twitter? Twitch streamers. Who gets me worked up? Twitch streamers. Who's basically breaking Twitter's algorithms for me right now, where I keep having to say, don't show me this, don't show me this. So I'm sick of seeing it all. The Weird Al song, stop forwarding that crap to me. Twitch streamers. Sick and tired of it. 2 years of trying to get into this, and all I see is just disappointment after disappointment after. Oh, here's a decent looking person. Oh wait, there's this problem or whatever. Oh, here's a decent looking person. Oh wait, it's COVID and they're an anti-vaxxer. Here's a decent looking person. Oh wait, they da 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 da. It's like I've never had this much disappointment with YouTubers. There's been YouTubers where I've unsubbed from their channels because I didn't like the content they were making. But I never had stuff like this going on. So, in 2 years, the only streamer that I can actually watch over there is Vindalia and some of her friends. So I've been all around the Twitch ecosystem, watched some IRL, watched some big game streamers, watched some esports players, Many of the people that I've watched have since come to YouTube. But even still, I think the reason why she's not a YouTuber or TikToker is she talks about, I guess she has trouble coming up with ideas for videos, doesn't want to edit or something. Does she have some on TikTok? I don't know. I'm more worried about TikTok because of the security side of it, though. She is involved on Instagram, though. So 2 years of coming home from work, streams playing on screen 2, 2 years of Twitch rolling out algorithms, and there's only like one person, really? Only one person that I can watch and of course, besides, of course, people I know from YouTube, of course. Logan, your streams, etc., anybody else's streams. But in terms of like the personalities and people who, gotten concurrence and built something up, really? That's it? It can't just be the cartoon owl. If Joanne Tech Lover came back from her streaming hiatus, I'd probably check out one of her streams too and joke about how I've started playing Octopath Traveler because of those streams she did back in 2020. Literally, just one person who's built something up on Twitch. One person who's built something up on Twitch. That's it. That's all I have to show for trying to get into Twitch so much. It's just depressing. Then you see the way people behave. Then you see like the sexism towards women in gaming communities, which makes no sense. God, I grew up with, video games being a thing that guys did and nerds did. And then we were unpopular and, I wish I had a girlfriend, but I'm a gamer, And then you see women getting into video games and they're getting attacked for it. Like, you're not a real gamer, It's like, what? Like, jocks and cheerleaders made fun of nerds with no girlfriends when I was growing up, and now you have women getting into video games. So if you're a gamer, you're not doomed to be single because, somehow this turned into hatred? What? How? Makes no sense. It's stupid. Then again, a lot of hatred is stupid. A lot of times if you get down to the nitty-gritty of people that are like professionally hateful of something or someone or whatever, you find there's not a lot of intelligence behind it. It's just brute force mental waste of resources to just hate, and not even think about what it is that you're doing. So But this crap on Twitch, the younger audience to the point where it's practically a kid's platform. It's like, I mean, I already don't play games like Fortnite or League of Legends because I don't want someone's kids cussing me out when I'm trying to have fun and play video games. There's kiddie games that I do not play. I don't play Minecraft. I don't play Roblox. I don't play League of Legends. Definitely don't play Overwatch. Soon to be Overwatch 2. There's games that I don't play because I either associate them with drama or I associate them with kids. And I'm not being paid to be anybody's babysitter. But Twitch, by nature of the powerful gaming brand that it has a little of that going on. So I'm like, I don't know. Like, and why would you be one of those streamers who's like 30, 31, 32 and acting half your age to fit in with this? Doesn't that get kind of weird to know that there's so many minors watching on Twitch and you're like 30, 31, 32 and you're acting like a teenager because you're a successful streamer and you're riding the horse till it drops? We wonder why there's mental health issues with these folks. At some point, the cognitive dissonance is just going to flood the heck out of their minds, and then who knows? So, yeah, I don't need this nonsense. And my audience, if you think that I've gone overboard with this Twitch stuff, trying too hard to get into Twitch, you've been right. Whether it's streaming on Twitch, talking about Twitch, other than the industry stuff, watching Twitch's relative position in the marketplace, which is part of what I would do as a guy with a business degree who follows this type of stuff and doesn't mind playing with numbers every so often. Other than that, though, I don't need to be getting wrapped up in whatever the meta is or whatever. So I've been going through videos, streams, there will be more stuff as well. And I've been relegating that to the dust, a lot of what I've been saying and other stuff to the dustbin of history. Discussions about other streamers, response to the Genie Detective drama from a year or two ago. Who cares? The biggest problem with that video was the guy would take facts and then weave in some non-facts to kind of start you on facts and then move you into his own opinions. That was the number one thing he did wrong in the entire video. And it's a great object lesson in how to not criticize, but how to critique YouTube videos and not get taken for a ride by people that are very good at doing that. Tucker Carlson, by the way, does that on his show. And I'm sure there's radio hosts and other announcers who start with facts and then move off into conjecture and try to take you with them. So, just look, I've already been happier, way happier on YouTube with ongoing stories about technology, ongoing stories about this, ongoing stories about that. I don't need to be another Devin Nash. And even Devin Nash isn't Devin Nash anymore. He does very, very brand safe or whatever, things as a head honcho of Novo. I don't see him really talking about other creators all that much anymore. He talks about the industry. Maybe he's had a similar issue, or he's constrained by his job from doing some of the analytical type stuff that he used to do. I don't know. But you'll notice that the multimedia meta commentary scene has been drying up. People have been... it takes a big event to bring some big names back into the fold and get them talking about stuff related to content creation. But, yeah. If you're a Twitch streamer at this point, I think there's something wrong with you. Whether it's even if it's something, rather not all that bad, like maybe a lack of initiative, don't know how to edit, you shouldn't learn how to edit. You should get out of that purple jungle, and you should come somewhere where it's run by actual grown-ups, and they won't try and get you to progress to affiliate and then to partner and then slap you with a contract that forces you to destroy your free time to make streaming goals every month. It's like, I just don't. I also really think that anybody who's being ripped to shreds by Twitch's demands as a partner should really look into some kind of exit strategy. Maybe there should be a charity to help Twitch streamers unplug without destroying their finances. I don't know. But I just don't think that what Twitch offers is healthy. Not now, not in the long run. And I think eventually the general public's going to wake up to it and demand change. And they'll end up as maybe a platform that's not as defined as it is today. But the headlines have said everything that needs to be said about this being a problem. And also from the viewer's perspective, that you really don't know who or what you're watching with some of these personalities. I mean, it's one thing if there's a meme that goes to LSF. It's another thing when you find out that this person you thought was pretty decent and whatnot, oh, crap, they might be in jail sometime in the next year. What have I been watching? What have I been spending hours running on one of my screens? I'm like, what? This gets back to one of the things we say a lot about, that I say about negative content creation and trying to grow through controversy, or there's no such thing as bad publicity. Yes, there is. I mentioned this in the blog entry. The pets and animals and nature videos that I'm seeing on YouTube nowadays, they really do a good job of chilling me out, no matter how wound up I get. Because it reminds me that there's an entire genre of successful content creators who are brand-friendly, ad-friendly, community guidelines-friendly, and not boring. It's cute entertainment. You know, when someone on Twitch who's doing recap or whatnot in between their Master Chef meta or whatever, someone on Twitch who's doing recap, when they're talking about, when they run into content like this, they say, oh, that's so wholesome. Like, you know, being that way is something special. Look, if being that way is something special, that means most of what you run into is bad. Why is that anything? Why should that be anything? No. And content should be constructive. You should be proud of having made it, and you shouldn't have to risk little, you know, hiss fights or whatever, hissy fits or fights or whatever with other content creators in order to do that. Like, it's just a better way to do things. Much better way to do things. Build something up instead of spending your entire career as a content creator trying to tear others down. What a concept. Do something constructive. Create instead of just floating around on the activities of others. So, going through the blog, a lot of the articles I wrote about situations involving other streamers have been tagged to private. I'll keep them around just in case I ever want to read them again, but they are no longer public facing. Already did some of that with the channel. There'll be some more stuff too that joins them. Maybe check out some things on Twitter as well. Use advanced search to remind myself of things I've said about this, that, or the other. I don't need this. Truth is, I can completely bypass all of this because I'm a YouTuber. I can completely bypass all this. Don't have to be caught up in some stupid little, this person doesn't like that person, or da-da-da-da-da, or I've been watching this person for a couple of years. Oh, something bad happened. Now what do I do? So it's like, I just want to watch and enjoy content. I just want to make and enjoy content. I don't need to be putting up with what so-and-so gossiping about whatever says on their channel or something like that. No brigading, no, you know, oh, this person, da-da-da, this topic's not popular on Twitter, so if you say anything about it, you're going to get dogpiled because of the algorithms. None of that nonsense. I don't need any of that. As you get older, myself having crossed into the 40s a couple of months ago, actually, no, September, 6 months ago, I'm closer to being 41 than I am to being 39. One of the things you learn, like I've said, as you get older, is that your time is precious. What you do with it matters. And it's more of a thing as you get older than it was when you were younger. So, you know, if you decided to make some sock puppet accounts and mess with people on Twitter when you're like 21, 22, or join forums under anonymous alias and argue politics for 7 hours a day, did that when I first got out of college. It's one thing, but later on, you wish you had that time back or you'd done something better with it. So I got to ask myself, what exactly should this channel be about? Exactly what it is, MultimediaJay. And if I'm going to talk about the state of technology among like algorithms and social media, keep it to the industry. Because the other part of this is that personalities come and go. There are some personalities that I can mention now that are going to serve as an age check for how old somebody is because they're long gone from YouTube. And only people who remember or research the OG era of YouTube or whatever are even going to remember who these people are. Let's see. So here's a name, FFL2 and 3 Rocks. Does that mean anything? Let's try and get a little less obscure. Third Rate Gamer. Spoony One might ring some bells. Greg Solomon. Big Rig Blues. I've got a feeling that this name dropping is bouncing off of heads. Yeah, those are old references. Those are vloggers and gaming video creators from YouTube in the 2000s. In the same vein as your music isn't going to be cool forever, the personalities who are all this and that won't always be all this and that. Part of growing older as content creators is you move from the person that people watch to the person that people still watch. It's just stupid. It comes with the turf because you had a few too many birthdays. But, oh, look at the AVGN. Very, very middle-aged. Hairline's up to about here, something like that. Has kids. Has to make the same types of looking videos over and over again because he doesn't have the time to set up lights like he did when he was younger. There's probably some people that like AVGN and watch him, but I'm one of the many people who are, oh, you still watch him? That's the thing. So if you are having too many entangling alliances or whatever with some of these big name personalities now, what happens when it's a totally different world in like 5-10 years? And that's what's in your back catalog. You're only going to get the nostalgia crowd if anyone even still cares. And in some cases, you have content creators who decide to hang it up completely and totally walk away from the internet. One of the big ones I remember was Hannah Minx. She was a big name with the stuff that she did on YouTube before she decided to walk away from all the internet stuff and start a family. Well, eventually some Reddit person found out about her new personal Twitter and it's nothing at all like it. Like, yeah, okay. Respect people's decisions to move on with their lives, people. But things change, and everything can change, sometimes in a matter of years, in a matter of just a couple of years. So why would you want to stress yourself out over pointless drama like this? So there will be more stuff. There will be more stuff that I'm going to go through. When I get to it, I'll probably decide, do I want to keep this or not? But I don't want to be all wrapped up in Twitch stuff anymore. And I've thought about, oh, well, what about, going over to Twitch to do like a Amazon watch party of something? Here's the problem. If I'm watching something on Prime Video that I've never seen before, why can't I just enjoy it myself instead of having to risk someone in chat spoiling it? Or someone in chat showing up and like trolling me in the middle of a key scene in the movie or something. I've tossed around the idea of experimenting with it, but it's going down the same path as gaming streams. I don't want to ruin my initial experience of people's works of art in order to do all that. So, yeah, there will be changes. There will be changes. And quite frankly, I've had enough of Twitch constantly being all histrionic like this. If you know what histrionic is, it's a psychological term that refers to attention-getting behavior. Twitch is incredibly good at marketing, as evidenced by so many people taking them as seriously as they do and treating them like a far bigger platform than they actually are. So, yeah. Twitch has really good marketers, but there's an uglier side to it. And the uglier side is what it does to people's mental health. And the uglier side is what it does to people in general. I don't even want to say mental health. It could be physical health as well. As the world will find out in a couple more years when some of these streamers get a little older, and if they stay popular and in the public eye, they start having to deal with stuff like maybe arthritis or something along those lines. I mean, I know I'm talking about a situation where they have problems with the sedentary nature of game streaming for hours and hours and hours a day, and the people that literally their life is they wake up, they throw on some clothes, go live, stream for many hours, then turn it off and go back to sleep. They're ordering DoorDash for all their food. They're sitting in the chair for the very, 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 very extreme majority of their day. They're doing all this kind of stuff. You know? It doesn't need to be a thing, folks. So, I mean, I'm the grumpy old guy that criticizes Twitch. Yeah. I'm not running from that. Twitch bad, YouTube good. Yeah. I'm not running from that either. Twitch bad, YouTube, yeah, I'm not running from that either. Right now, though, this is the most Twitch bad, YouTube good I've ever seen. Literally, what's going to happen at TwitchCon San Diego? Day after day after day after day. Something bad over and over and over and over again. Somebody at Twitch needs to bring down the hammer on this, because they got to manage the brand. Twitch can't be associated with stuff like this. So, Jay, what's the point of the title of this stream now that you've been rambling for over an hour? The point of this is this. The title of the stream is There Must Always Be a Twitch King. It's a parody of... This is a parody of something that you see if you play World of Warcraft and you down the Lich King at the end of Wrath of the Lich King. It says... the ending cutscene, which I did put in a community post, by the way, over on my channel. The ending cutscene says that the control must be maintained. The Scourge would wander aimlessly and wreak havoc if they weren't controlled and contained. There must always be a Lich King. Now, I've seen a lot of toxicity on Twitch. I've found myself sympathizing with hacktivists who called Twitch a toxic cesspool. I've seen a lot of bad behavior on Twitch, and I've seen Twitch do a lot of bad things to streamers' mental health. I've seen a lot of nasty stuff on Twitch just in 2 years. But maybe 3. 2019, 20 to... no, 2019 to 2020 is a year. About 3 years or so. It was September of 2019 when I first started watching folks like Asmongold and S-Fan playing World of Warcraft Classic when it first launched. I've seen so much bad stuff. Some of it is platform related, like DMCA Mageddon and the questionable decisions that Twitch leadership has come up with. And the rest of it is all from Twitch streamers. It's from the drama. It's from the high school crap. It's from streamers acting half their age when they're 30. It's like they slather on a bunch of makeup or something, and they act like they're half their age. It's like, so much better ways to be entertained these days. However, there's a certain type of people that seem drawn to this kind of an environment. And my question is, if Twitch were to shut down tomorrow, they'd be over on YouTube or Facebook or something. So maybe it's good that Twitch continues to exist as a place to kind of keep all the folks that are hovering around this garbage all in that spot. It's like World of Warcraft back in the day when I played it during the heydays of emo kids and stuff, and raids would get ruined by somebody who's an emo kid or whatnot crying about loot or something. Yeah. That sword dropped and I wanted it for my warrior. Why'd you give it to da? Yeah, I remember those days, unfortunately. It always did seem like Blizzard Entertainment at the time was the world's biggest babysitter. Kept kids and teenagers and other folks occupied so much back in those days. And I go over to games like Guild Wars 2 and Elder Scrolls Online, and I see a huge improvement in the player base because the game's played by more grown-ups that aren't going to flip out about stupid little things because they're actually mature as human beings. So, I think Twitch is in the same position. I mean, Twitch should just stop trying to make it everything to everybody. focus on gaming. They have a younger audience, so do things. If they run it like a high school, that's why. Like getting suspended, because there's a lot of young people on the platform. Stick to that. Just stick to that, and then everybody who's attracted to that stuff can stay over there. I don't think Twitch will go out of business, though. I don't think Amazon would let it. I think Amazon. I don't think Amazon would let it. I don't think Twitch internally would let themselves do that either. So there's a lot of people saying, "Oh yeah, YouTube's gonna crush Twitch." I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Twitch is similar to what Devin Nash would say about this. I think this was his view on it. He said that Twitch would turn into something niche where people wanted all the trappings of Twitch, like the emotes and the Monka W's and the other stuff, and they'd go over there explicitly for that. But streaming could be everywhere. But the specific Twitch brand of streaming would be a thing on Twitch. Well, some of the business models already like that, with the huge emphasis on personalities and stuff. But I don't need to put up with this crap. There's good stuff I can be focusing on. There's good stuff that I can be focusing on, and I just hope that Twitch stays around as a place to kind of pen up all of this toxicity so it doesn't spill out to the rest of the online media world. Because I have known of bad YouTubers who stir up drama everywhere they go, but they are far less common than their Twitch streamer counterparts. Far less common. And at the core of all of this, we just got to remember, what do we want as viewers? Forget if we make anything or not. What do we want? We want to be entertained. We want to be informed. We don't want to be more stressed because life stresses us out as it is. So, yeah. There must always be a Twitch king. Nice parody. I think Twitch has a place in the ecosystem of online media, but I don't really want to have much to do with it. So Vandalia is my last subscription. Then that expires in early October, at which point I have Twitch Prime. Should probably just go to her anyways. But if she ever decided to start a presence somewhere else, I would definitely be on board with it. Because she's closer to my age. Not as old, like 30s-ish. She's in the 30s. But I really think that some of these people, especially if they're getting disappointed by the way things are going over there, don't forget the sagging concurrence and whatnot platform-wide and stuff, the gradual skid of the concurrence over the past several months since the Omicron variant tore around the country. Some people should be looking to move on with things, and I'd welcome that if they did. But my Twitch era and getting wrapped up in whatever the heck's going on is over at this point. Half the time I go to Twitch and I try and watch a streamer, even an IRL streamer, I just blankly stare. Or maybe I put like Wide People Happy popcorn in the chat and just be nice and enjoy the show. But I don't like the fake relationship crap. I don't like the pretending someone's my friend crap. I just want to watch Twitch streams, if I watch any at all, like their YouTube videos. Appreciate them for what they are. Which essentially, if you've got someone IRL streaming with a phone on a selfie stick, is basically like a home video from like the 90s or something, where mom wandered around with the camcorder and it's Christmas time. Everyone smile at the camera while you open your presents. One of those big VHS camcorders that would always perch on your shoulder. And stuff. And now we get that on smartphones nowadays with better quality and better recording capacity. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, the folks who watch my channel, if you think I got too into Twitch, you were right. You were absolutely right. I'll keep an eye on Twitch as an industry competitor and see what they're up to and see how the platform evolves. But my era of getting too wrapped up in Twitch nonsense is over. I can't really tell what I'm watching anymore. When you have these big names having meltdowns or getting accused of crimes or things like that or whatnot, it's just no. I don't need to stress myself out over that at all. I don't need to be wrapped up in it. I don't need to be worked up because of it. I don't even need to care. The world is a big place. The world is a very big place. There's plenty of fish in the sea. And so I guess my message to people is this. If you are getting worked up by what goes on Twitch, get out of that toxic relationship. Over here on YouTube, I have been very much getting into the Game Chasers' Saturday Night Retro streams. And then there's some other folks who do like even tech streams where they go live and they tinker with a computer or a television or something along those lines. But it's just chill, simple stuff. And it's great to just detox and relax and enjoy the show, you know, because there's an element of showmanship now. It's not like, oh, please sub to me and pretend you're my friend, or no. By the way, monetization on live streams and stuff is more of a tipping system anyways. It's more about that kind of stuff. Yeah, no, it's just the simplicity of it all. Even the fact that all we have is regular emojis most of the time. And like the internet smoothed out too. That's nice. So I'll tell the ISP it was in like the 3 and 4 o'clock hour, see if there were any network events in this area, because supposedly everything's fine, even though he tried to blame the modem. But I could always get another modem and have it added to the account and then swap them and then see what happens. Yeah, there's one at Walmart, Netgear Nighthawk. It's just $170. I don't want to be spending that kind of money on something that might not do anything about the problem if it turns out I'm right. But either way, yeah, I don't need any Twitch drama. I don't need any of this, stuff like that. And I made some other changes as well in terms of who I follow. I made a few other changes, like Zach Bussey, for example. I put him on mute and I unfollowed him. Not because of any personal issues with Zach. He's a nice guy. I do think he's wasting his talents, though. He's a nice guy, handsome in a suit, definitely is great at presentation and could totally be a commentator or do a very good Ted Cruz parody. That's an inside joke with him. But he's too close to the Twitch crap. He's too close to the people that flip out over the tiniest little things, which I constantly see is on Twitch over and over and over and over and over again. He's too close to it, so I'm not going to bother. Now, there's other ways I can find out about what's going on at Twitch besides people retweeting his posts. And quite frankly, Twitch should have better ways of communicating. You shouldn't take some third party building a Twitch affiliate like 50 to 70 concurrent stream off of something Twitch isn't doing right in the first place. But, nice guy and whatnot. Yeah, he puts on a decent production, but he's too close to the drama. So his proximity to the drama has nothing to do with him. It's just his audience. But this would not be the first time that I didn't have something to do with a content creator. I didn't have anything to do with a content creator because of the company they kept in their audience. Done that a couple of times on YouTube, and then there have been times when I've seen it pay off, where certain people that I parted ways with, I found out imploded as content creators and shut everything down because of some drama with their toxic audience or their toxic friends. So, yeah. End of the line. I will go through, if I run into other stuff that I don't think I really want around anymore, it will be removed or taken off out of public view. Whether it's streams, videos, blog entries, tweets, the whole 9 yards, because I'm just done. Twitch, nope. They should have just stayed gaming focused, but no, they tried to turn into something resembling like Nerd MTV or something with the reality show MTV, I should say. They tried a little too hard to get that way, and now look where it's got them. A brand disaster on their hands with their convention coming up in only a few weeks. What are those keynotes going to be like? Who cares? I probably won't even watch them. There's so many good things going on at YouTube that are the exact polar opposite of all these bad things that are happening that's landing Twitch in the news right now. And we'll talk about those when I'm actually rested. It's been a long, short week. The 9-to-5ers are making themselves work a lot harder than they really need to. That's all I'll say about that. I've gotten plenty of cardio and stuff. I've been sleeping really, really well. And I'm about to sleep really, really well again because we had lots of running around again. And then we shall get going on this little mini vacation and moving things forward, especially with videos. The video I made that was supposed to be for Labor Day weekend, yeah, what's up with that? Oh, the lava lamp's back because fall's coming as well. Yeah, I run around too much and I work too hard. And I get too worked up about things. It's about time I just chilled for a bit. 4:36 at the Geek House. Folks, be sure to go have some fun chilling. Is anybody live that we can raid? There's a YouTube. Excuse me, live redirect. No. Let's see here. What's Sky in YouTube? No, 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 no. Mute this tab before we do this in case this is DMCA. You know, what? Let's not do that. I've been introduced to YouTube streamers, so to speak, people that have a lot of concurrence on YouTube, and I think now is as good a time as any to do a shout out to Lo-Fi Girl. You want to go chill? There you go. Go chill, as it were. Let's also throw in a little something extra as a bonus. Let me see if I can dig it up in my YouTube history here. My YouTube watch history. Not watch later. Let me see my YouTube watch history. Oh, I got a lot of YouTube shorts in here. River. So, folks, when next we meet Bishop Briggs, Harry, and Meghan Band, I'm looking for my watch history. So why don't we just look for, like, see if it's on my front page. See, is this tab muted? Well, there's some water for you. I'm trying to see because I'll recognize it when I see the thumbnail for it. It's not. There it is. The Green Forest River, flowing in rainy weather, nature sounds, forest river, and white noise for sleeping. Let's put this in as another link in the chat. There, if you want just straight up. River noises or whatnot. That's not the one with the timestamp, is it? Pup 8 QE and data. All right, yeah, that's good. That's good. Right. It's been a long, short work week. We have some things to relax to. Go relax and chill. Till next time, this is MultimediaJay signing off. Thanks for stopping by.